The 13th episode of the Bad Batch Season 3 is now with us as we catch up with Omega hatching a grand escape plan from Tantis, while her brothers desperately try and find her, and now it's time to break it all down.
I'm doing it again.
Into the Breach easily wins top spot for being the most intense episode of Season 3 so far. It certainly isn't one for those who fold under pressure.
Negative.
As we rocket towards the final, the tension's cranked up to 11, so buckle up, grab your popcorn, and let's dive headfirst into the Breach. As always, leave a like on the video if you enjoy it, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to catch more. Now with all that out of the way, let's get into it. As the sun casts a peaceful glow over Tantis, the air is thick with the promise of rebellion. Omega, our pint-sized strategist, is not just meeting with Ava, but also with Jax, Sammy, and Bayron, the infant once in the clutches of Cad Bane. The sight of Ava clutching a Tuku doll, a gift from Emery, might just be the spark that lights the fire of doubt in Omega about Emery's true allegiance. Whilst we're left yearning for a glimpse of Emery's own insurrection against the Empire's dark designs, it's Omega who's whispered a warning. The Overlords frown upon chatter and chaos. But when has Omega ever shied away from a little anarchy? It's a game of cat and mouse with the Empire unwittingly training their future adversaries under the guise of harmless games. These aren't just pastimes, they're a tool, forging the children's force abilities into something potent yet controlled. A blade to be wielded perhaps by the Empire, with the kids potentially being in line to become Inquisitors or other dark side agents once Project Necromancer is completed. Now, will Emery join the fray against the Empire's dark designs? Only time will tell. Now, in a scene that's a visual echo of Cloud City, albeit on a smaller scale and with a busier skyline, B sets the stage for a tense rendezvous. Clone Force 99 with their trademark defiance aren't letting Rampart off the hook, at least not until Tantis' location is in their grasp. Enter Echo, gliding in with a shuttle that's seen better days but will serve their purpose. He slings a new moniker at Rampart, Hydro Snake, and though it's not in the official canon, well, until now at least, it paints a clear picture of distrust. Hunter's eyes are on the prize though, Omega, and if playing nice with Rampart is the key, then so be it. Rampart's intel turns out to be gold. To reach Tantis, they must first dance with Imperial Station 003. A satellite waltzing around Coruscant. The plan, quite simple: infiltrate the station, mimic a ship bound for Tantis, and snatch those precious codes. But there's a catch. They need Imperial clearance codes, and Echo's got the goods, so what's the twist then? Well, Rampart, he now has to don a captain's uniform that's a far cry from his days as a Vice Admiral. He's got to strut into the station as the lead in this masquerade, flanked by Echo and the Batch as his loyal guards. It's a downgrade he's none too pleased about, but in this high-stakes game, pride is a luxury they can't really afford. As we cut back to Tantis, Emery sneaks in to collect another sample from Omega, but our young hero is already 10 steps ahead of her, swiping a medical tool right under her nose. She's not just plotting an escape, she's orchestrating a full-blown exodus for her and the other children. The Imperial ranks are buzzing with skepticism over Emery's judgment. Why mix Omega with the others after the chaos she stirred up before? But perhaps Emery sees what the Empire won't, that these are children, not mere numbers on a spreadsheet. It's a subtle act of defiance that doesn't go unnoticed. Now, Omega, ever the Inquisitor, probes the children for their routines. She's not just planning an escape, she's promising liberation. With a makeshift map crafted from puzzle pieces, she reveals her strategy to navigate the labyrinth of tubes surrounding the vault. Omega is no longer just a survivor, she's a leader, a member of Clone Force 99 in spirit, ready to turn the tables on the Empire. I like a challenge, she declares, and we believe her. The game is on, and Omega is certainly playing to win. Now, aboard their vessel, the Bad Batch have shed their armor's insignia, a symbolic act that feels like an ominous prelude to their final mission. It's a covert operation, and Rampart is the linchpin, tasked with convincing everyone of their ruse. His quip about sticking out like an overheated Gamorrean adds a touch of humour to the tense atmosphere. Now, Hunter lays it out for Rampart. The Empire's betrayal is fresh, and their rescue of him should weigh heavily on his conscience. The hope is that Rampart will turn a new leaf, but trust is a luxury they really can't afford, not with so much at stake. Rampart's allegiance teeters on a knife edge, and his nostalgia for the Empire's embrace is a wild card in this high-stakes game. Their progress is halted by an inquisitive lieutenant, but Rampart deftly plays his part, invoking Governor Tarkin's authority to ward off suspicion. The corridors are alive with the whir of mouse droids and the familiar sight of an R2 unit setting the scene for their clandestine mission. Rampart's command of Imperial jargon, Article 15 of Imperial Standing Orders 10 works like a charm, clearing the room and allowing them to stun the officer and search for Tantis' coordinates. Meanwhile, Wrecker, the muscle left guarding their ship, deals with a prying lieutenant, ensuring their cover isn't blown. It's a delicate dance of deception and strategy, with each member of the Bad Batch playing their part to perfection. Now, our heroes discover that Bay 8 is harbouring a science vessel set to jet off to Tantis, but snagging the coordinates, that's a no-go pre-launch. The Empire's tighter with their secrets than a Sarlacc with its snacks. They only dish out the digits once the ship shut off, so that means a new game plan is needed. Echo's going to go undercover to give the ship's proximity sensors the old razzle-dazzle, while Hunter plays Space Barnacles, sticking their ship to the vessel to tag along for the ride. Now, where have we seen that before? Meanwhile, Omega's challenging her inner escape artist Jimmy in open panels with Emery's medical tool she snagged earlier on. However, the Imperial doctor called Dr. Skalder, and to be honest, with a name like that, you know she's not bringing any cookies. She's the one that didn't agree with Emery's decision to have Omega with the other children, is suspicious as she's on the prowl, sniffing around for mischief, but Omega's slicker than a greased gonk droid, covering her tracks just in time. Back with the batch, and a posse of R2 units roll out to the science vessel. Echo slips in using their droid port, smooth as a smuggler in a cantina. So with their new plan now in motion, the tension's at its highest as the science vessel's about to leap into hyperspace. Hunter's sixth sense tingles and it's go time. Echo flips the off switch on the sensors and Hunter's piggyback plan is a go. They're strapped in and shooting off to Tantis with Stars and Destiny calling their names. And that's how our Bad Batch bunch turns a sticky situation into a stellar escape. Overall, episode 13 of the Bad Batch season 3 was a roller coaster of emotions, perfectly paced with tension. You could cut with a lightsaber. Echo stepped up big time, reminding us why he's an OG member of the squad. His comeback in this manner was unexpected, but very welcomed. And can we take a moment just to acknowledge that closing scene? It was perfectly executed, arguably one of the best of the season as the credits rolled in. It carried vibes of how Ahsoka episode 5 ended, where they set course to Prettier, except this time it's the Bad Batch and Tantis. Now, let's don our prophet hats for a sec. Next week's episode smells like trouble with a capital T for the Bad Batch buddies. I'm picturing a cliffhanger where all seems lost, and just when you think it's game over, boom, a beacon of hope shines through as the coordinates to Tantis base are beamed to Rex and anyone he can bring along with him. But what about the big CX2 reveal, if it's even coming? The Clone X division's got their roots tangled deep in Tantis soil after all, so it's only natural they'd spring into action when the Batch boys drop in. Will they show up? Will they throw a spanner in the works? That's my 2 cents worth, but what's yours? Drop your predictions, theories, and wild guesses in the comments. If you dug this breakdown, smash that like button like it's an Imperial control panel. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Until next time, keep your blasters ready, and may the Force be with you always.